Namaskar my dear friends. Welcome to the lecture series of machine design. In our previous lecture, you were studied about the design procedure of helical gears. Now, today in this lecture, we are going to learn about the how to solve the different examples, numericals of the helical gear. Now let us start with example number 1. A pair of helical gears are to transmit 15 kilowatt. The teeth are 20 degree stub in diametral plane and have a helix angle of 45 degree. The pinion runs at 10,000 rpm and has 80 millimeter pitch diameter. The gear has 320 mm pitch diameter. If the gears are made of cast steel having the allowable static strength of 100 megapascal, determine a suitable module and face width from static strength considerations and check the gears for wear. Given sigma ES is equal to 618 megapascal. Okay. Now, let us solve this example. So, first of all, given data, power is given, P is equal to 15 kilowatt. So, 15 into 10 raised to 3 watt. Phi is equal to 20 degree. Alpha is equal to 45 degree. Here it is 10 raised to 3. NP, speed of pinion, is equal to 10,000 rpm. DP, diameter of pinion, is equal to 80 millimeter, so is equal to 0.08 meter. DG, diameter of gear, is equal to 320 mm, 0.32 meter. Sigma OP and sigma OG, the material for both the pinion and gears are same. Okay, so the static stress for pinion and gear, sigma OP is equal to sigma OG is equal to 100 Newton per mm square, and sigma ES is equal to 618 megapascal. So 618 Newton per mm square. Now, as discussed earlier, both the pinion and gear are made of same material. Okay, that is the cast steel. So therefore, no need to check which material is weaker. So both the material is same. So therefore, we can say the pinion is weaker than gear. Thus, our design will be based upon the pinion. Okay. So let us write here. Pinion is weaker than gear. So therefore, design is based on pinion. Right? Now, first of all, we have to find out the torque transmitted by the pinion. Okay? Power is given and speed of pinion is also given. So therefore, we can say torque transmitted by the pinion, and it is given by T. T is equal to, you know that the P into 60 divided by 2 pi NP. Now put the value in this equation. Power P is equal to 15 into 10 raised to 3 into 60 divided by 2 pi. NP is equal to 10,000. So therefore, we can say the torque transmitted is equal to 14.32 Newton into meter. Okay. Now, tangential tooth load, okay, WT. We have to find the tangential tooth load WT. So, tangential tooth load WT is equal to T by dP by 2. dP is the pitch circle diameter of pinion. Okay. So torque transmitted is equal to 14.32 Newton into meter. divided by dp is equal to 0.08 by 2. So therefore tangential load is equal to 358 Newton. Now number of teeth on pinion. Okay, so number of teeth on pinion TP is equal to dp by m. Module is equal to, we know that module is equal to ratio of pitch circle diameter to number of teeth. So therefore we can say the number of teeth on pinion is equal to dp by m. So is dp 80, okay, number of teeth on pinion pitch circle diameter of pinion is 80 mm by m. So number of teeth on pinion 80 by m. Now let us find the formative or the equivalent number of teeth on pinion, and is equal to TE. Okay, so you know that the TE is equal to TP by cos cube alpha. TP by cos cube alpha. So TP is equal to 80 by m by alpha. We know that the alpha is equal to 45 degree. So cos cube 45 degree. So therefore 80 by m upon cos 45 is equal to 0.707 cube. So therefore the equivalent number of teeth TE is equal to 226.4 by m. Okay, equivalent number of teeth is given by this equation. Now let us find the tooth form factor for the pinion for 20 degree stub. Okay, so we have to find the value of y dash p, and for the 20 degree stub involute, the equation is given by y dash p, tooth form factor y dash p for the 20 degree stub involute, the equation 0.175 minus 0.841 divided by TE. Okay, so now put the value in this equation. 0.175 minus 0.841 divided by TE. TE is equal to 226.4 by m. Right? So you will get the value of y dash p in terms of equation. So it is 0.175 minus 0.0037 m. Right. Now find out the peripheral velocity v. Okay, so peripheral velocity v is equal to, you know that the pi dp np by 60. So pi and dp is equal to 0.08, np speed of pinion 10,000 rpm divided by 60. So is equal to 42 meter per second. Okay, pitch line velocity or the peripheral velocity is equal to 42 meter per second. Now velocity factor CV. So velocity factor here V is greater than 20 meter per second in case of the helical gear. So therefore we can say CV, velocity factor CV is given by equation 0.75 divided by 0.75 plus root V. Okay, now put the value of V in this equation. So 0.75 divided by 0.75 plus root 42. So you will get the CV is equal to 0.104. Okay, Now, the maximum phase width B for the helical gear, it may be taken as 12.5 m to 20 m. Okay. Generally, value of B is equal to 12.5 m to 20 m. Now here, take B is equal to, in this case, let us consider B is equal to 12.5 m. Okay, value of B is equal to 12.5 m. Okay. Now, put this value in the tangential equation of T. You know that the WT value of equation of WT is equal to sigma OP into CV into B into pi into M into Y dash P. Okay. So therefore, we know that the WT is equal to 358 and sigma OP is equal to 100 into CV is equal to 0.104. Okay, and we have taken B is equal to 12.5 m, then pi and module m as it is, and equation of Y dash P 0.175 minus 0.0037 m. Okay. Now simplify this equation. So you will got 409 m square into 0.175 minus 0.0037 m. Okay. So finally you will get the equation 72 m square minus 1.5 m cube. Okay. Now you have to solve this equation. 358 is equal to 72 m square minus 1.5 m cube. Okay. So solving this equation by heat and trial method, so you will find the value of m module m is equal to 2.3. So say is equal to 2.5. Okay, 2.5 mm. This is our answer. So now according to this, let us phase width B. B is equal to 12.5 m. So 12.5 into 2.5, so is equal to 31.25. Okay, so therefore B is equal to 32 mm. Okay, so we have find the module M is equal to 2.5 mm and phase width is equal to 32 mm. Now let us check this example with the wear stress. So therefore, first of all, we have to find out the velocity ratio. Okay. Now check, we are in the wear. So velocity ratio, VR is equal to dg by dp. So is equal to 320 by 80. So velocity ratio is equal to 4. Okay. Now ratio factor Q. Find out the value of ratio factor Q. So Q is equal to 2 into VR by VR plus 1. So 2 into 4 divided by 4 plus 1. So ratio factor is equal to 1.6. Okay. Now we know that the value of phi n, okay, normal that angle, pressure angle phi n. Okay, so phi n is equal to 10 phi cos alpha. Okay, normal pressure angle phi n is equal to 10 phi cos alpha. Now we have the value of phi and alpha. Phi is equal to 20 degree and alpha is equal to 45 degree. So therefore tan 20 degree into cos 45 degree. So therefore phi n is equal to 0.2573. Okay, so therefore phi n is equal to 14.4 degree. Okay, 14.4 degree. Now let us find the value of K. Okay, here first of all we have to find the value of EP and EG, that is the Young modulus or the modulus of elasticity for pinion and gear material. Okay, since both the gear are made of same material, that is the cast steel, so therefore take value of EP and EG. Okay, that is the Young modulus of pinion is equal to Young modulus of gear. So EP and EG is equal to 200 kilonewton per mm square for steel. Okay, so is equal to 200 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per mm square. Okay, Young modulus for pinion and gear material. Now load stress factor, find out the load stress factor K. So load stress factor K is given by equation sigma ES square sin phi n upon 1.4 into bracket 1 upon EP plus 1 upon EG. Okay. Now the value of sigma ES is already given. It is 618 square sin 14.4 degree. We have find value of phi n upon 1.4 and 1 upon EP is equal to 200 into 10 raised to 3 plus 1 upon EG is also 200 into 10 raised to 3. Okay. So by solving this you will find value of K is equal to 0.678 Newton per mm square. So K load stress factor is equal to 0.678 Newton per mm square. Now maximum or the limiting load for wear WW. Okay, so equation for wear load WW is equal to dP into B into Q into K divided by cos square alpha. Okay, so put the value in this equation. dP is equal to 80, B is equal to 32, 1.6 value of Q and K is equal to 0.678 divided by cos square 45 degree. Okay, so from that you can find the value of wear load 5554 Newton. Okay, wear load WW is equal to. So maximum load for wear is much more than the tangential load. Okay, on the tooth. Okay, so value, you know that the value of tangential load is equal to 358 Newton. So therefore we can say this WW is greater than WT. It is much more greater than. So therefore design is satisfactory from the wear consideration. So we can say here design is safe for wear. Okay, so now let us solve next example. Example number 2. A helical cast steel gear with 30 degree helix angle has to transmit 35 kilowatt at 1500 rpm. If the gear has 24 teeth, determine the necessary module, pitch diameter and face width for 20 degree full depth teeth. The static stresses for cast steel may be taken as 56 megapascal. The width of face may be taken as 3 times the normal pitch. What would be the end thrust on the gear? The tooth factor for 20 degree full depth involute gear may be taken as 0.154 minus 0.912 by TE, where TE it represents the equivalent number of teeth. Okay, so in this case we have to find the end thrust on the gear, right, and module and face width. Now given data, alpha is equal to 30 degree, P is equal to 35 kilowatt power, so 35 into 10 raised to 3 watt, speed 1500 rpm, number of teeth on gear TG is equal to 24, pressure angle phi is equal to 20 degree, static stress sigma O is equal to 56 megapascal, 56 Newton per mm square, and face width 3 into normal pitch, 3 times the normal pitch, so it's equal to 3 pn. Okay, so first of all, here power is given, so we have to find the torque transmitted. Okay, so equation of torque, as you know that T is equal to P into 60 divided by 2 pi n. So power is equal to 35 into 10 raised to 3 into 60 divided by 2 pi n is equal to 1500. Okay, so therefore torque transmitted is equal to 223 Newton into meter. So convert it into Newton into millimeter. So 223 into 10 raised to 3 Newton into millimeter. Okay, torque transmitted. Now formative or the equivalent number of teeth, TE dash. Okay, so TE dash is equal to TG by cos cube alpha. So 24 by cos cube 30 degree, so is equal to 24 by cos 30, 0.866 cube. So therefore equivalent number of teeth or the formative number of teeth TE dash is equal to 37. Now find out the tooth factor Y dash. Okay, we have to find the tooth factor Y dash. So Y dash is equal to, as you know that equation for Y dash for 20 degree full depth involute is 0.154 minus 0.912 already given in data this equation by TE. So therefore 0.154 minus 0.912 by 37. So therefore we can say Y dash is equal to 0.129. Okay. Now let us find out the tangential load. Okay. So you know that the equation for the tangential load, WT is equal to T upon dg by 2. So therefore 2T by dg. Now dg is equal to m into tg. So therefore 2T divided by m into tg. Okay. So therefore here we can say WT is equal to, put the value in this equation, WT is equal to 2 into torque. Torque is equal to 223 into 10 raised to 3 divided by m, and Tg is equal to 24. Okay, so you will find the value of tangential load 18,600 by m Newton tangential load. Okay, now peripheral velocity v. So peripheral velocity v is equal to pi dg n by 60. So pi m dg into n by 60. Okay. Now put value in this equation, pi into m into 24, Tg is equal to, and n is equal to 1500 divided by 60. So therefore peripheral velocity in terms of m is equal to 1885 mm per second. Now convert it into the meter per second. 1.885 m meter per second. Okay, peripheral velocity. Now let us find the velocity factor CV. So velocity factor CV is equal to 15 upon 15 plus V. So therefore is equal to 15 divided by 15 plus V is equal to 1.885 m. Okay. Now we know that the tangential tooth load, equation of the tangential tooth load, Wt is equal to sigma O into CV into B into pi m y dash. Okay. Now we know that the B is equal to 3pn, already given. It is equal to 3 times the normal pitch. Okay. So therefore this equation becomes sigma O into CV, and B is equal to 3pn into pi into m into y dash. Okay. Now here Pn is equal to Pc cos alpha. So therefore sigma O into CV into 3 into Pc cos alpha. This Pn is equal to Pc cos alpha into pi into m into y dash. Okay. Now Pc is equal to pi into m. Again Pc is equal to pi into m. So therefore again sigma O into CV into 3 into pi m. This Pc is equal to pi m cos alpha into pi m y dash. Okay. Now put the value in this equation. So therefore we can say Wt is equal to 18,600 by m is equal to 56. Okay, sigma O is equal to 56, and value of CV is equal to 15 divided by 15 plus 1.885 into m, right, and 3 pi m into cos 30 degree into pi m into y dash is equal to 0.129. Okay. Now by simplifying this equation you will get 2780 m squared by 15 plus 1.885 m. Okay. So again you will get one equation, that is 2,79,000 is equal plus 3,561 m is equal to 2,780 m square. Okay. Now solve this equation by hit and trial method. So you will find module m is equal to 5.5, say 6 mm. Okay, this is our answer. M is 6 mm. Module M is 6 mm. Now pitch diameter of gear. Okay, according to this module you can find the DG. Pitch circle diameter of gear DG is equal to M into TG. M is equal to 6, TG is equal to 24, so 144 mm pitch circle diameter. Then face width B is equal to 3 into Pn. Okay, so 3 into PC cos alpha is equal to 3 pi m cos alpha. So therefore 3 into pi m is equal to 6 into cos 30. So therefore you will get 48.98. Say B is equal to 50 mm. Okay, this is our answer. B is equal to 50 mm. Okay, and finally the end thrust. Okay, end thrust on the gear. And is equal to WA, means the axial load. So WA is equal to WT tan alpha. You know that the axial load, relation between the tangential and axial load, WA is equal to WT tan alpha. So WT is equal to 18,600 by M into tan 30. Okay, so therefore you will find WA is equal to 18,600 by 6 into 0.55577. So therefore the axial load or the end thrust is equal to 1790 Newton. This is our answer. Okay.